Yo, what is up, everybody? I am playing Resident Evil 6, the latest game from Shigeru Miyamoto and the masterminds at Nintendo. They have really outdone themselves this time. They had some input from Hideo Kojima as well for this one. It is the final chapter of the Resident Evil series, which a lot of people don't know this, but this actually started out as Devil May Cry. This was supposed to be like Devil May Cry 5. But it ended up turning into this game instead. So yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Resident Evil almost didn't even exist. It was supposed to be, like the very first Resident Evil was originally supposed to be a sequel to Devil May Cry 3, but it didn't work out that way. So we got this instead. But yeah, this is the final chapter in an exciting series, and personally, I'm happy to see it get like such a crazy ending. I think a lot of people were pretty tired of it and are happy to see it go. Quite frankly, I've heard a lot of people on the internet who are just like, yeah, Resident Evil 6, I hate this game. I'm glad the series is over now. And you know, I think that kind of attitude is just really like unhealthy, and I think that's the reason that we're never going to get Resident Evil 7 or 8 or 9. You know, and it's the reason that we're probably not going to get PlayStation 5. You know, it's like people just are so negative that, you know, why should the game companies even bother at this point, like making new stuff, because people are just going to hate it. So there's never going to be a PlayStation 5, there's never going to be any more Resident Evils. Devil May Cry is totally gone forever, and you know what? People need to look in the mirror if they want to know like why these things happen. Just look in the mirror. You know, we're never going to get another Mario game because of you guys. I mean, this right here is as close as we're ever going to get. You see that? It's just like a piranha plant. The piranha plant was just trying to chomp on me there. That is the closest we're ever going to get to another Mario game, right there. Now, the problem is when you get low on health in this game, you can't really melee anymore. You just like have to kick, and it's really dumb. But quite honestly, I mean, you have so little ammo in this game, and then half the time you can't even pick up new ammo for some reason, which I've beaten like 3/4 of the game and I still haven't figured that one out. So basically what you end up doing is you end up just running around meleeing everything, just like punching everything, because there's no point in using weapons. And then eventually you end up in this situation I'm in now where you have tons of ammo for your weapons, and you're like, whoa, you know, I actually have ammo, I can like play for real. But even then you don't use your ammo because you know that it'll run out too fast and you won't be able to find more of it. So you just keep running around punching everything because it's like the only smart way to fight. So yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. You just, you know, you end up not actually shooting your guns at all. Just punch everything. That's my pro tip for you though. Just if you play Resident Evil 6, you just run around and punch everything. Same goes for Resident Evil 5. Just run around and punch and have like a second player reviving you every time you die. So yeah, you have to play 2-player with 5. You know, 5's a lot harder than this one. So I just had like someone else on 2-player just reviving me all the time while I punch things, and that worked okay. In any case, so yeah, here we got some kind of timer, and there's some things popping up. I'm not too sure what's happening here, but I'm at like the end of Jake's storyline. Wait, no, not Jake. God damn, Chris. I get all these like buff bro dudes confused because they all look alike to me. So yeah, this is Chris Redfield, I guess. You know, the cool thing about this game is that it has multiple storylines. So you got like a Leon Kennedy storyline, you got a Chris Redfield storyline, which is this one, and then you got like a Jake storyline. I don't know who the hell Jake is, but he has a storyline. Seems kind of douchey. And yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. And then there's like the Ada Wong. So hold on, my cat is knocking at the door. All right, buddy, you wanna go out? Okay, come on. Here we go. Come on. All right, I'm back. He doesn't know how to open doors, unfortunately. I wish he did, because then he could just let himself out the door. But, so yeah, you got like the Ada Wong storyline, but in any case, this is like the final chapter of the Jake's, or of the Chris storyline. I don't know why I keep calling him Jake.
Alright, let's get Jake and Sherry the hell out of here. Come on.
Yeah, final chapter of the Chris storyline. I think we're just supposed to survive. Just like survive until the timer runs out. I hope so. I'm supposed to kill these guys before the timer runs out, and I've already lost because I don't have time. I mean, it's kind of easy to survive. You just run around in a circle. Climb on some stuff. Oh look, there are dudes up here. I can get these guys out. There we go. Maybe they'll drop some ammo. You want to do that big spinning backhand, because that's what'll really get you the kills. Man, these guys are still coming after me. Boom. Look at that. That's like really... It's really fulfilling to run up to these guys and just like backhand them into oblivion. Wait, the timer restarted. Like, what's happening? What am I supposed to do? Oh, I said to survive? Okay. But my partner's getting like murdered. What should I do? Don't let it pull the lever. Wait, what lever? Where? Ooh. Looks like this nano swarm coming after me. It's like that dude in Terminator Genesis. I said Terminator. Terminator. Never heard that one before. It's like that guy in Terminator Genesis who's like a swarm of nanomachines and he like chases you and you turn into a cloud. Something. Alright, yeah, this is a lot like that. I thought that whole thing was kind of cool, like a nanomachine Terminator, because think about it, how do you one-up the T-1000? It's like you got the T-1000, the T-1000 is like unstoppable Terminator, right? There's like almost no way to stop it, and it can pretty much do anything. So it's like, okay, how do you stop the T-1000? So then you have like Terminator 3, where they had the TX, and the TX was like actually a step back, because the TX had a skeleton. So it was like a T-1000 with a skeleton, and it's like, wait, you know, that's actually like a less powerful T-1000. So they acted like it was some kind of big upgrade, and it really wasn't an upgrade. It was a step. It might as well have been called a T-900, because it was a T-900, you know, like liquid metal over metal skeleton. I mean, it did have like that plasma beam arm thing that it could shoot other Terminators with. So I guess the TX in that sense was like an anti-Terminator, like they said, and it could like do damage to other Terminators. But as far as like all the other things go, it was inferior to the T-1000. Like, what's up with that? So I think it's pretty cool that in Genesis they came up with something new that was actually more powerful than a T-1000. And the only real way that you can do that is by creating like a nano Terminator that's like a swarm of like dust that can fly around and come together and reform. You know, like you can be fighting it and it can just like break apart and fly around you and then reform behind you and attack. It's just like, yeah, they actually did a good job finding something more powerful than a T-1000 in that movie. But there are these enemies in this game that they're like nano swarms, and they definitely remind me of that. In any case, I'm just gonna throw some switches. And right now we're trying to save the Mushroom Kingdom from Andros and his forces. You got Ganon, you got Andros. Basically the gang's all here. You know, it's like Smash Brothers, except, you know, obviously it's rated M for mature. And I think it's good that Nintendo's kind of stepping out of their comfort zone and giving us something a little bit more adult.
Unless we stop it.
You know, for the final chapter of Resident Evil. You know, which, I mean, we're lucky we got Resident Evil at all, because it was supposed to be Devil May Cry the whole time, and, you know, basically, back in, like, 1996, or whenever the first Resident Evil came out, you know,
This way, hurry!
they wanted it to be a sequel to Devil May Cry 3, and I know that Devil May Cry 3 didn't come out until, like, 2005, but, you know, they were planning it, like, 10 years before that, and they were already like, okay, let's make Devil May Cry 4, and then we'll go back and we'll do the first 3 later. You know, and we'll like tell the story of how we got to 4. It'll be like one of those things that movies do, where they like tell the end of the story first, and then you join it like in media res, as they say, and you like go to the end from the beginning later. You know, like Star Wars did that too. And I mean, it was a cool idea in theory, but you know, then they ended up turning into Resident Evil instead, and you know, I think a lot of people were pretty happy when we got Resident Evil, because it was just so cool to have like an N64 game that was like adult. And it was just really cool to see what Shigeru Miyamoto could do with like the concept of zombies and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool that we got Resident Evil and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna shoot this giant tonsil guy over here. He's like, he's got some serious tonsil issues going on, so we're gonna just try it. There we go, boom. And gonna quickly reload, and oh man, we got a lot of dudes dropping in here. It's like a party where you like invite a bunch of girls, and you're just like, oh man, we're gonna have a bunch of girls over, and then instead like all these dudes start pouring in. It's like each girl shows up with like 6 dudes. Pretty soon it's just like a huge bro down, and they just like throws everywhere, and they just keep dropping in, and you're just like, come on. Like, that's what this is like right now. It's like this platform is like a party where you're just trying to get your beak wet, you know, and there's like all these dudes just dropping in like, oh hey, I hear you're having a party. I'm just gonna run around on your platform. It's just, oh man, it's ridiculous. Oh, this guy's turning into John Carpenter's The Thing, so we're gonna go ahead and fire a few shots like so. And luckily this game is like really easy, so that's good. Much easier than Resident Evil 5, which is thankful. It's also the first Resident Evil since like Resident Evil 3 that isn't racist, so that's like a big strike, or like a big positive strike. I guess a strike would be like always a negative thing, but that's like a big positive like point for it. Because like Resident Evil 4, you were like, you know, killing all the Mexicans, and then Resident Evil 5, you were killing like Africa, and now in this game, all the villains are like guys in suits, so it's like you don't know what they are, and you know, they could be anything. And it's like if you're a prejudiced person, you can basically just pick whatever like kind of person you want them to be, and just like live out your wildest fantasies that way, you know. Or if you're like an unprejudiced person, then you can just pretend they're all white guys and have a blast. And so here we have a giant pod person. This is not pleasant to look at all. I'm quite creeped out. So yeah, we're gonna have to go down there and fight this gentleman, and I don't know. I don't know how on board I am with this. I'm just glad that Skullface from Metal Gear Solid 5 was able to find more work, you know? And I'm dead. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and climb this ladder right here. And yeah, I mean, this is what happens when Red Skull takes Captain America's super serum and just like ODs on it, you know, because that's the American way. The American way is to just like OD on as much as you can all the time, and YOLO, you know, basically. Vote Republican, YOLO, and America, basically. You know? I mean, we're all gonna get killed by a North Korean asteroid pretty soon, and YOLO. Just, you know, do whatever. Okay, I gotta jump. Oh, and I'm dead again. This game sucks.